Doing a short presentation about myself as a learner. Again, my name is Deandra Christopher and I'm a student in Instructional Design Principles course, and hope you enjoy my short but brief presentation. So I thought it would be helpful to provide a bit of context about myself and how that has shaped myself as a learner. So about me, I work in accessibility in the post-secondary setting. I think it was noted in my Two Truths and a Lie that I work at George Brown College in Toronto. And prior to that, I worked with predominantly neurodiverse population of different ages, very young to adults, as well as my background in education is quite diverse. I have a background in behavioral sciences, education, and psychology. Over the course of my learning career, as well as my work experience, I've grown to have a strong passion for universal design learning and inclusive design, which has also shaped myself as a learner. So, as a result of that, as someone who has worked with people to develop skills at different stages of their learning journey, I've come to learn and identify several key things. The importance of breaking down tasks, the value of prompts and scaffolding someone's learning levels, noting that people start at different stages. People learn also in multiple ways. It's not always one way that someone learns a skill or information. Another thing I've learned is that don't assume understanding when you're teaching information, as well as the value of reflection. So, two of the concepts that were noted in Module 1 was around how I construct understanding. And the two that kind of stood out for me was facilitating, clarifying, and thinking. And so for me, a lot of times, again, as noted before, is asking clarifying questions to better inform understanding, to build that information and build that understanding is something I identify as myself as a learner, as well as the value of documenting, whether it's note-taking, it's deconstructing an idea, it's problem solving and breaking it apart. For me, it's the idea of taking that information and really kind of getting my hands into it and really trying to unpack it or build it back together helps really apply and inform how I learn information. And the two theories for myself that has really informed my learning is both constructivism and cognitive load theory. And specifically around constructivism, that has really shaped my learning is just the fact that everyone, as a learner, I need to be an active participant in that process to kind of build and shape my learning, which kind of builds on that idea of that documenting piece. So in order to learn, there also is a stage of readiness that's required, but it's also that you need to be able to engage in that material and really build that capacity, and be able to explore and engage in order to build that understanding, I think is very key for myself. And I think in applying that into thinking and learning skills is that as a learner, you're really interested in the prior knowledge. So it's also valuing what I bring to the table in my previous work experience and my knowledge to help build that information and apply that to my learning experience, helps me be a better engaged learner. And I think that really ties into that constructivist kind of concept. And I think that really would play out in a design concept. And so that's how I feel around the constructivism perspective. And then in regards to the cognitive load theory, so the biggest thing that I really enjoy about the cognitive load theory is that value of trying to not, as I talked about in my previous experience, is not overloading someone in their learning journey. And what I really like about cognitive load theory is it acknowledges that piece and how the working memory can be overused or overwhelmed by too much information. So the idea of incorporating key concepts and principles such as scaffolding or chunking information and breaking it down into stages. Also recognizing that the chunking can look differently depending on the stage, and also noting that people learn at different stages. For a learner like myself, using that cognitive load theory in applying how something may be broken down for me would be really helpful in my learning journey. So I really like that idea around the cognitive load theory, and both constructivism and cognitive learning theory would really apply into how I understand and learn new information. And just really briefly, a really huge theory that I'm sure many of you know about by Benjamin Bloom is what any person in the world can learn. Almost all persons can learn if provided with appropriate prior and current conditions of learning, which is from Benjamin Bloom, the creator of Bloom's taxonomy. And that really ties into, again, my passion around UDL and the idea that people start at different stages. Yes. So thank you.